All right then, so now all we have to do is to create a new project folder with the name as 15-UI, and inside over here I'm going to create a new file called index.html, and inside over here we are going to create a new CSS folder, and then we are going to create a new file over here called styles.css. Oops, was that okay? Sorry, my bad. Then in the index.html, we are going to generate the boilerplate code, and we are going to bring the link tag, which is going to be /css styles.css. And here, basically, we are going to bring a division with a container. Yeah, that's a division. And inside this, I'm going to bring a 4 different span tags. So before uh, making it as a complete div, so we are going to use the Zen code to create that span tag in this faster way. So dot container, that's the class name with the division, and inside that div use the greater than symbol. I need to create the span tag. How many times? I need to create it like 4 times. So that's going to create a 4 different span tags inside in it, like this. Okay, so let me load this project. It is 15 UI. Perfect. So let me see, inspect elements, and yep, inside the body tag I do have this container. So let's go here, and I'm going to target this every single element, and I'm going to change the margin as 0, padding as 0, box sizing as border box. Then let's target our body tag. Let's access the entire viewport height by 100 VW. Viewport means basically the screen, right? So we are accessing the 100% of the screen size. Then height, which is going to be 100 VH. Then I'm going to use the flex box in order to bring the entire content in the center location of the entire screen vertically and horizontally. So let's say align item center, justify content in the center. Now if you check it out your container, it is in the center location of your screen. Good. Then now all you have to do is to change the background color. So let's say background color, which is going to be hash E8 or something like that. Then I'm going to use the container, open it. Please make sure that you don't misspell this name. All right, this position is need to be absolute position. Then from the top 50 percentage, and height as well as 50 percentage. Okay, then I'm just going to say border radius as 50 percentage. Then height as well as it's going to be 96 pixels, width 96 pixels. Then background, which is going to be hash 9b59b6. That's how it looks. Okay, so then right after here, what I'm going to do is background image, which is going to be the linear gradient. So here I'm going to use 3 different colors. So let me bring all those 3 different colors over here, just like this. Okay, this is how the gradient color looks like. Okay, then I'm gonna add an animation for this animation. So I'm gonna say rotation animation. So rotations 1.2 seconds infinite time in a linear motion. Okay, now inside the container we are having the span tags, right? So dot container span tag, open the span tag, open it. So the position, that is going to be the absolute position, and the border radius as well as it's going to be the 50 percentage of that, and height, it needs to take the parent height, and the width as well as needs to be the same width, also it needs to be the 100 percentage. Then the background color of the span tag, which is going to be background hash 9b5b6. That's exactly the same size, same color that we want to do. Okay, and I'm going to use the same thing for the span tag as well. As copy it and paste it. This is pretty much done, which is exactly the same. Those span tags and everything is on the top of the layer of it. All right, quite same, no difference in it. Then we are going to target the every single span tag child by using the int of type. function, I'm going to target the very first one. So I'm going to apply the filter, and I'm going to say blur 5 pixels. Okay, now we can see it's a little bit blur. Then I'm going to target the second one, dot container span colon nth of type number 2, which is going to be filter blur, I'm going to say 10 pixels. Then dot container span tag colon nth of type number 3, I'm going to say filter blur, I'm going to keep it as the 15 pixels. Oops, here is the mistake. Okay, I'm going to keep it as 15, or we can go for 25 itself. 25. Now we can see it's a little bit blur. Then I'm going to say dot container span colon nth of type number 4, open it, filter, which is going to be blur as what? As 50 pixels. Okay, that's good. Now we have a nice blur kind of animation stuff. Okay, so basically now what we need to do is we need to make sure that it is rotating. So let's go ahead and let's say at keyframes, and let's choose the animation, copy that rotation animations, open it, transform, I'm gonna say translate minus 50 percentage comma minus 50 percentage. Then I just need to say rotate it to what? To 0 degree. Now it's going like that. Okay, let's try. To transform, translate minus 50 percentage comma minus 50 percentage, which is going to be rotate like what? 360 degree. Okay, now it's rotating, kind of stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much good. And now what we have to do is basically it's rotating, but on top of it I need to bring one more layer. So let's say dot container colon before, open it, and I'm going to say position as an absolute position, content it's going to be empty, then top it needs to be 10 pixels, left it needs to be 10 pixels, or we can go for inset that 10 pixels. Then the background color it's going to be hash triple F. Okay, I can't see anything. Okay, then let's say border solid 5 pixels hash triple F, like this. What is this? I can't see that. Why we can't see it? Border radius 50 percentage. Let me bring it on the top. Let's say z index. Then yep, now I can see it. All right, so we need to bring this layer on top of it. So this is kind of like a blur glowing effect. So if you are going for what, let's change the background color, and let's see if I'm going for 2828 or something, and I use the same color for this. Oops, over here, save it, and let me change the same color over here, and you can see we have a nice glowing loading stuff animations over here, right? So that's the key point. That's the purpose of using the filter and the blur functions together, so that gives you the neon kind of glowing effect, right? Which is pretty cool. Rather than seeing it in the light mode, it is looking way much cooler in the dark mode. Okay, that's up to you. Feel free to change the color as you wish, right? So we finally finished the UI elements completely, and I hope you enjoyed the stuffs which you're wishing to learn over here just by using the native CSS.